Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to our Dunellen Borough Council meeting here on December 1st at 7 p.m. Our first order of business is a call to order and the rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. So please rise. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, liberty and justice for all. Item number 2 on the agenda is the reading of the Sunshine Statement and roll call by Mrs. Lauren Stats, our municipal clerk.
This meeting of the Dunellen Borough Council is called pursuant to the provisions of the Open Public Meetings Law. This meeting of December 1st, 2025 was included in a list of meetings that was advertised in the Courier on January 9th, 2025, and as the teleconference was noticed on the official Dunellen website on November 26th, 2025, and on the public bulletin board on North Avenue on November 26th, 2025, and has remained continuously posted as the required notice. Mayor Salento,
Present.
Council President Sigmund,
Here.
Mrs. Albertson,
Here.
Mrs. Lance,
Here.
Mrs. Rios,
Here.
noted absent.
No, here.
Here.
She's joining virtually, I believe.
Can she hear us?
Councilwoman Rios.
I can hear you. Can you not hear me?
hear you now. Welcome virtually. So she is present.
Okay.
Present, Mr. Scott
Here.
and Mrs. Vandermark. Here.
Okay. Item number 3 on the agenda says presentation, but if we're good with it, council, I'm going to move up approval of meeting minutes to number 3, and then we'll just take in number 4 as presentation. So can I have a motion and second on the regular meeting minutes of November 17th, 2025?
Move it, Sigmund.
Second, Albertson.
Any comments, additions, or redactions to the meeting minutes as they currently stand? Without hearing any, roll call, please.
Mrs. Albertson?
Yes.
Mrs. Lance?
Yes.
Mrs. Rios?
Yes.
Mr. Scott?
Yes.
Mr. Sigmund?
Yes.
And Mrs. Vandermark.
Yes.
Okay, now moving to item number 3, which is now 4 on the agenda, presentation. Today we have Brandon from our financial advisors, NW Financial. He's going to be speaking to us about our sewer rates and what's going on and a plan that we have in place moving forward, if so approved by council. So Brandon, the floor is yours.
Hi, everyone. Mayor said, I'm Brendan from NW. So this presentation is going to be in 2 parts. Almost going to be a review of how we got to where we are now and the rate study and what we're going to do going forward. So. Sorry, might be upside down. Yep, was. Got it. All right. So it's a relatively small sewer system that we have here in Dunellen. As we know, Parsa is who is in charge of your sewer. They get their billed from MCUA. That is the 2025 Dunellen ordinance. It was $365 for a single family, $365 per unit for multifamily residential. And then at the bottom there is the commercial and non-residential. That gets billed the $365 plus $150, which is $515 minimum, or if the usage was high enough, it would be $4.25 per 1,000 gallons. So we looked into selling the sewer system because of aging infrastructure. The sewer lines are starting to get old, so you need to invest into them. Also looking into paying off municipal debt for the sale. Once you do the sale, the proceeds you have go off. You have to first pay the sewer utility debt that's outstanding, which for us was $2 million. The rest goes towards paying off general obligation debt, which would have been $3.5 million. We're also trying to keep rates as stable as we can for the users here in Dunellen. So we only received 1 bid. It was from NJ American Water, who also does Dunellen's water. The 3 main points you can see at the bottom there: $5.5 million purchase price. They said they would put in $2.5 million in capital improvements over the first 5 years. And they could hold Dunellen residents to that structure at the bottom. They did want Dunellen to do a 10-year increase in rate in year 1, and then they would hold out the rest of the years. So summary of the sale, we decided not to go through with the sale because we thought that it didn't have a big enough financial impact for what we were looking for the budget. And there's certain things you can see here that are in the utility budget that would have to be put into the general fund budget. And because of that, it wasn't worth us doing the sale.
And the main reason we don't have one bid is we didn't have any.
Right. So that is the background of the sale, our analysis of that. And then once we did that, we sat down with everyone. We decided to look at a rate study and where rates need to go. So to start this section, the goal was to create a financial scenario or have the same financial impact that the sale would have. And because of this, we built in, on the next page, I'll have a budget laid out, but we built in $175,000 a year in annual debt service savings. This is what would have been paid with the, paid off with the sale proceeds. We also kept in $125,000 annually in the sewer utility budget. That's pulled over the general budget. Future debt service, we wanted to keep this kind of apples to apples as well. The 2.5 million that NJ American Water said they would do in the first 5 years, we're also doing that, but it doesn't start the debt service until 2028. Then we also added in a $30,000 flat fee just in 2026. This is necessary because since we're going to be using usage, we're going to need to build a usage model. And because of that, we just want to add in the fee. So we were in the ballpark. So this page shows the 2025 budget. In 2026, you can see we used the remaining operating surplus that will be left over this year. And then we increased the rents by our percentage that we're going to go over on the next page to get to the increased rent amount. The blue highlighted sections are what I talked about on the previous page. That's going to be the $30,000 that we're adding. And we're also adding in that 175,000, 120, and keeping the 125,000. So we can have the same financial impact as the sale. There's a small surplus there. This is a self-liquidating utility, and we're trying to keep it the same. We just wanted to build in a little cushion to start. So up top is the Dunellen ordinance right now, which we went over earlier, $365 per unit, and then the $4.25 per 1,000 gallons, and for the commercial. So in this chart, we kept the flat fee the same. This is the 2026 projected rates. This is what we're going to do. We added in a $1 and $30 volumetric charge, which is a usage charge. Yes. Sorry, that's wrong. Sorry. I'll re-say it. Sorry.
$30.
I'm so sorry.
It's okay.
$1.30 per 1,000 gallons of usage. So that is being added on in addition to the $365 flat fee we're going to do it by meter size. As you can see there, most residential units are in the 5/8 meter size, 2,000 of them out of, I think it was 2,300. So, and then we also added in the commercial unit rate. We kept the annual admin fee and the minimum annual charge the same. We just added $1 on top of the current usage charge to get it to $5.25 per 1,000 gallons of usage. The next page will show us this is what you would be billed based on your usage. 12,000 on the lower end, maybe a single user by themselves. 45,000, 55,000. The average for Dunellen was between 49,000 and like 50,000 gallons of usage. This is all annually. So we just want to do a little bit on both sides so you can see the impact there. And then 85,000 is maybe for a larger family living in a house together. And that will be the average annual dollar increase in those. And then the last page is comps, try to get it as close as possible. It's hard to find this information all the time, but we have Somerville, which they have a flat rate plus a wastewater charge plus a treatment charge, which adds up to, if you use $50,000 gallons average user, you get $818 is their average annual bill. Then you do Bridgewater, which starts at 484 flat fee, and then they add in their wastewater charge and treatment charge, and you get $985 annually. And then Piscataway, they're pretty much where we are now, $360, but they get most of their income from the commercial, it looked like, but I just wanted to have that in as it's nearby and a good comp. And that is it.
Brandon, thank you. Scott, Alex, any of the council members, anything to ask Brandon regarding what's being proposed?
Before. When was the last time we did an increase in Dunellen?
There was a $15 increase in 2024. Before that, I believe it was not increased since 2014. For the sewer.
And each year we're, as a town, we're getting charged more by.
Yeah, that's true. MCUA is charging Parsa more, and then Parsa is charging the borough more, and the borough hasn't reflected that onto the consumers until this rate increase that we're proposing.
So basically, we're eating more of the cost within the current budget and doing less improvements because we're incurring those costs to keep it as flat as possible. But unfortunately, time has come to keep up with inflation, the increase in cost of our operator and service provider that we need to consider doing this. And I think one of the fairest things we did was making sure that we didn't increase the flat fee and we kept it at $365. And then if we do it by usage, then it's at least up to the user on how much they want, if they're gonna wind up using. So they have the control of doing that. And I think personally, if you're asking my personal view, if we had to do that, I think that's more equitable that you're paying for your own usage versus doing a almost $500 increase flat across the board. So, yeah, it's an aging infrastructure. We're trying to accomplish what we were trying to do in that bid, which was improve the infrastructure. We've been doing improvements every year, but at some point, it's eating too much away to budget that at some point we need to increase the sewer utility fee.
One of the pieces of the sewer budget is the Parsa piece.
Yeah.
It's the largest cost associated with that. And one of the challenges in putting this together was we didn't know what that increase was until recently. So I believe that these rates take into account what the Parsa's charges are going to be for this coming year. Yep. Yep.
Yep.
And as per other municipalities, I know you have a couple listed on there, I remember from one of the studies that we did do before that we are pretty much the lowest.
The lowest, it's hard to break out, but if you do it by the average usage, it's definitely on the lower end. And then if you just do it by flat fee, it's $365 is significantly lower than most surrounding towns.
And also in the plan is also to put back into our infrastructure. And that would be repairing, lining our sewer mains, which obviously would save the borough a lot of money because a break is $500,000, $300,000. And also by lining our sewer mains, we would be protecting them not only from breaks, but also from I&I.
You're probably not being picked up by the microphone.
I got one right
Oh,
here.
one right
Yeah.
there, perfect.
Yeah, so it would obviously would help us out with I&I because we're charged on whatever flow goes to Parsa / goes to MCUA. So in a heavy rain event, we'll see the flow spike high because of the infrastructure and it's taking on the rainwater. So this obviously would help out that.
And this analysis includes what would have been that $2.5 million over a 10-year period that American Water was going to do. This raises the funds to be able to keep that capital improvement plan for sewer utility.
Correct.
Okay. And that plan is being identified by a policy. Or is it being implemented through the ordinance? That we're-
Be implemented through the ordinance
Okay,
with a plan, obviously a plan to put in place.
okay. So. The goal is to do that work and hold us accountable to make sure that those dollars are spent on infrastructure. So. Council, any questions for Brandon? Okay, well, the presentation is the presentation, the public, this will be available tomorrow, once we get through the introduction for public to review, and then at the next subsequent council meeting, which is December 15th, would be available for open discussion on said ordinance. So, okay, Brandon, thank you. Thank you. Item number 5 on the agenda is the introduction of ordinances. Can I have a motion and second on 2025-21, an ordinance to amend the general legislation of the Borough of Dunellen Municipal Code 233, sewer use, Article 1, general regulations, section 37, sewer rates.
Move it, Sigmund.
Second, Scott.
Roll call.
Mrs. Albertson, Mrs. Lance,
Yes.
Mrs. Rios,
Yes.
Mr. Scott,
Yes.
Mr. Sigmund,
Yes.
and Mrs. Vandermark.
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Item number 6 on the agenda is the adoption of ordinances 2025-20. Bond ordinance providing for the acquisition of property in and by the Borough of Dunellen in the County of Middlesex, New Jersey, appropriating 1.1 million, therefore, and authorizing the issuance of 1,045,000 bonds or notes of the borough to finance part of the cost thereof. Do we have a motion and second?
Move it, Sigmund.
Second, Scott.
I will now open the floor to the public, specifically and only to 2025-20, this bond ordinance, which is for the purchase of 205 North Washington Avenue, which is the old Investor Bank property for municipal parking lot for downtown and future assessment on what building we put there in terms of overall services. Okay, I'll close that portion of the meeting. We'll open the floor to council for discussion on 2025-20. I will note that with the purchase of the Lutheran Church and now this, if it goes through, we will be working with financial advisors and our bond counsel on assessment as well as our building here on what is best appropriated in terms of municipal services for each property. So that is something that we will be working out through 2026. Okay, no further discussion. Can we take a roll call, please?
Mrs. Albertson?
Yes.
Ms. Lance?
Yes.
Mrs. Rios?
Yes.
Mr. Scott?
Yes.
Mr. Sigmund,
Yes.
and Mrs. Vandermark.
Yes.
Okay. Item number 7 on the agenda is resolutions. We have 388 through 391. If Mrs. Stats, you can read them out and then give us an opportunity to discuss them.
Resolution number 388 is to pay the bills.
Move it, Sigmund.
Mrs. Albertson?
Yes.
Mrs. Lance?
Yes.
Mrs. Rios?
Yes.
Mr. Scott?
Yes.
Mr. Sigmund,
Yes.
and Mrs. Vandermark.
Yes.
Resolution 389 is to approve a service contract between Animal Control Solutions LLC and the Borough of Dunellen.
Move it, Sigmund.
Second, Vandermark.
Anything you would like to bring up on the animal control, Mr. Miller?
Services, the service that we started to use last year, where they said a year and a half ago, I started looking at other services for animal control service, and it's not an easy task to find a company that was willing to. In the past, we had Edison Animal Control, and they recently, a little over a year ago, they said that they no longer want to. They're cutting out you doing other municipalities, so they're scaling back on outsourcing. I reached out to Middlesex. They use Franklin for animal control. Reached out to Franklin Animal Control. They did not want to expand either. So I contacted Animal Control Services, and they took on the borough last year. The fee last year was $2,700 per month. They said, well, we'll charge you at this rate. We'll see how many calls we have. what your volume is, all that stuff. So after, when the year was almost winding up, I said, well, could we work on those numbers a little bit? So they did come in at a more reasonable number. They also said if you do a 2-year deal, you'd be able to save close to $10,000. So, talk with them and try and again solicit other animal control services. This is who we ended up coming up with, animal control services,
Okay.
with the saving about $10,000 over 2 years.
Has there been any significant complaints about their services?
I have not gotten any complaints about the services from residents or at all.
There's a discussion on it. Mr. Miller's here.
Okay, I'll take a roll. Mrs. Albertson?
Yes.
Mrs. Lance?
Yes.
Mrs. Rios?
Yes.
Mr. Scott?
Yes.
Mr. Sigmund?
Yes.
And Mrs. Vandermark.
Yes.
Resolution number 390 is a resolution of the Borough awarding the bid for the Second Street Improvements Phase 2 to Top Line Construction Corporation.
Move it, Sigmund. Second, Scott.
Mr. Miller, anything on this?
We had 8 bids come in for Second Street Phase
Two.
2.
Right.
2, 3 just got approved, but 2, Top Line came in with the best number. Top Line Construction was a contractor that did Lincoln Ave a couple of years ago. Did very good quality work, so glad to hear that they got the bid.
No questions? I'll take a roll. Mrs. Albertson?
Yes.
Mrs. Lance?
Yes.
Mrs. Rios?
Yes.
Mr. Scott?
Yes.
Mr. Sigmund?
Yes.
And Mrs. Vandermark.
Yes.
Resolution 391 is opposing the S 4736 bill.
Move it, Sigmund.
Second, Land.
Okay, let me go over this really quick with everybody. Senate Bill S 4736 was introduced to the New Jersey State Senate on October 27th of this year. And it would require if it moves forward, and I can tell you the Conference of Mayors and League of Municipalities is against this bill. Would require municipal planning board to approve an application to redevelop an eligible property into an inclusionary development regardless of the property's location within the municipality, and it dictates permitted of density of 40 units per acre and a height of 1 story, which in Dunellen it's 3 stories, so that would allow 4 stories. If this bill goes through, above the maximum height otherwise applicable to the zoning district in which the property is located. An eligible property is defined as a property including non-residential buildings owned by a religious organization or tax-exempt nonprofit organization. So basically, for example, church decides to build exclusionary affordable housing. This is not against affordable housing, so I want to make that very clear. It's against this, our opposition if we approve tonight, and I tell you, I oppose it, especially in my role as president of New Jersey Conference of Mayors. It's against basically taking away our local zoning rights and allowing the state to basically dictate it, that if they have this, they can automatically go ahead and do it and basically surpass our planning board and automatically get approvals. The proposed legislation would completely bypass, like I just said, and undermine the careful municipal planning process that involves the establishment of a municipal master plan, which we went through reexamination recently and decided on those amendments, and the extensive study of land use circulation, community facilities, economic development, sustainability, and stormwater management within the municipality ensures adequate infrastructure, safety, and proper long-term planning. So instead, the proposed legislation, that's what a master plan does. It basically helps us with the 10-year scope out what the plan is going to be, our stormwater regulations and everything else in place. So we're prepared over a 10-year period. But instead, this proposed legislation bypasses the local planning process and mandates that regardless of location of property, a planning board must permit conversions or partial conversions of properties owned by religious organizations or tax-exempt nonprofit organizations into inclusionary developments, provided that at least 20% of the residential units are very low and moderate income units and meet state mandated bedroom distribution requirements. It dictates a mandated density of 40 units per acre and a height of 1 story above the maximum otherwise applicable, as we said earlier. So in short, the proposed legislation denies local autonomy in local land use and planning and completely ignores the careful and well thought out planning of our municipal master plan, which we took over 2 years ago to do. Spent a lot of money on it. Took a lot of time, a lot of studies, a lot of worked with other partners throughout the state. And have a master plan that we amended that I think is good for the next 10 years. And we've never had any issues with fair share housing. We've had no issues on what we're doing with affordable housing. In fact, I'd quite frankly say we're quite progressive with affordable housing with a lowercase p. And we've met, thanks, Jeff. I appreciate the laugh. So we're in favor of it. This is not a Republican versus Democratic issue because a lot of Democratic mayors and their councils oppose this legislation as well. So, and again, this is about our home rule, our ability to have autonomy over our local zoning and our planning process. So that's why I would advocate and implore the council to vote in favor of this resolution to oppose the Senate Bill 4736. It'll be sent to the governor. It'll be sent to the governor-elect, Mikey Sherrill. It'll be sent to our assembly district, our legislative district, as well as the two newly elected assemblymen. I've met with Assembly-elect Andrew McCurdy. He knows my position on this. So I hope he listens to those of us on the ground at local level on this issue when he gets into the assembly in January. So I think I've spoken enough. This is about us being able to have a say on our future in the state, not coming in and do a top-down approach, one size fits all glove approach that they so famously do. And this isn't the only housing bill that they're coming out of Trenton. So remember, voting has consequences. Okay.
All right, I'll take a roll. Mrs. Albertson?
Yes.
Mrs. Lance?
Yes.
Mrs. Rios?
Yes.
Mr. Scott?
Yes.
Mr. Sigmund?
Yes.
And Mrs. Vandermark?
Yes.
Okay, item number 8 on the agenda is the consent agenda 392 through 394. If council can take a moment to review it, let us know if you have any of the resolutions you want to pull out and discuss separately. No? Okay. Can I have a motion and second for the consent agenda?
Move it. Segment.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Nays? Abstentions? Okay. Next on the agenda is council reports. Councilwoman Vandermark, anything to report?
Yeah, the Dunellen PBA Toy Drive movie nights are back. December 5th at 8 p.m. is a National Lampoon. December 6th at 4 p.m. will be Elf. December 6th at 7 p.m. is Polar Express. Admission is one new unwrapped toy per person. And this event supports Umbrella and New Jersey youth in foster care.
Okay, thank you. Councilwoman Rios?
Yes, buildings and grounds. The DPW has begun installing holiday decorations throughout the borough, including in the downtown area, Borough Hall, and Washington Memorial Park. Minor electrical upgrades are also underway at Borough Hall and the OEM office. HARSA report. HARSA assisted our DPW with a sewer clog on Prospect Avenue on the evening of Tuesday, November 25th. Dunellen Public Library. Please visit our Facebook page and website to explore our exciting programs. We also offer free museum passes to Dunellen Library card holders. The next Greenbrook Flood Commission meeting will be Wednesday, December 3rd at 7:30 p.m. The next Board of Ed meeting will be scheduled for December 16th at 7 p.m. And one last thing, Living Hope Outreach Center on Whittier will hold their annual toy drive on December 20th. Please note the children must be present to receive gifts. In addition, their monthly food drive will take place on the second Saturday of each month at 11 p.m. Please remember to bring your own bags. Thank you.
Thank you. Councilwoman, you said 4 o'clock on Saturday for Elf?
Yes,
Okay, thank you,
the sixth.
thank you. Councilwoman Albertson?
Taking 6:30 p.m. in the light. Carol Fund would like to thank everybody who donated for our Thanksgiving food drive. We're now gearing up for the Christmas winter holiday food drive and Angel Tree. All food and gifts go back to our community. Angel Tree will be virtual and in person. Donations can be dropped off at all 3 Dunellen schools or at 412 New Market Road. If you need assistance for the holidays, please reach out to us. You can contact us at carolfund@gmail.com or reach out to me at Dunellen-NJ-gov. American Legion will be collecting items for the veterans at Menlo Park. Watch for their wish list on the following Facebook pages: the Dunellen American Legion, Neighbors Helping Neighbors, and my personal page. The fire department responded to 33 calls for service in November. Total calls for 2025 is 458. November incidents: fire 4, rescue 2, hazardous condition 4, service calls 2, good intent 9, false alarm 12. In addition to emergency responses, the fire department attended several events and held several drills during November. On 11/10, they had their monthly officers meeting and department work drill. On 11/11, they attended the Veterans Day ceremony. On 11/19, they had an instruction drill. 11/22, they set up for the fire company Christmas tree fundraising sale. 11/26 was the monthly fire company meeting. And they're happy to see that a number of residents continue to join the department over the past few months. The fire department is still looking for a few new members. In order to be a junior member, you have to be between 16 and 18, and the full member is open to anyone over 18. Visit their website at www.dunellenfd.com or email joindfd@dunellenfd.com for more information. And don't forget the PBA toy drive at the Dunellen Theater on Friday and Saturday. That's so much fun. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilwoman. Councilwoman Lance?
For the Recreation Department, recreation basketball program registration is open for children grades K through 6. The program starts on January 3rd and will run for 8 weeks, wrapping up on February 21st. Basketball will take place on Saturday mornings at the Faber Gym, and you can register online at www.dunellenparksandrecreation.com. The annual Christmas tree lighting ceremony is set for Sunday, December 7th at 6 p.m. at Washington Memorial Park. This is always a fantastic community event with hot chocolate, caroling, a brass band, and a visit from Santa. Please join us as we bring in the holiday season together. And Santa's elves have finally delivered his Santa mailbox to Dunellen for children to mail their letters to Santa. The mailbox is located on Prospect Street outside of Borough Hall. Letters will be accepted from November 14th to December 12th. Mail your letter and look out for a response from Santa. And calling all Clark Griswold. Enter this year's house decorating contest. Register by December 12th and keep your holiday lights on between 6 to 10 p.m. from December 15th to the 21st, as judging will occur during those times. The registrant is not required to be home for the judging. The winning registrant will be notified by the Recreation Department before the 24th, and you can register online at www.dunellenparksandrecreation.com. That's all.
Okay, thank you. I look forward to seeing Santa Claus on Sunday. Council President?
Yes, for the Shade Tree Commission, they've actually done so much, I had to divide this report into 4 different branches. So, for the maintenance and planting, the funds were used to plant and mulch 11 trees throughout the borough. 2 memorial trees with plaques were planted. Overgrowth at the railroad embankments on the south side of the underpass was cleaned and trimmed in both the spring and the fall. And the tree at South Washington and New Market was decorated for Christmas. If you see Ken walking around town, make sure you give him a nice high five for that. The pruning of suckers and whips was performed at the base of numerous trees with plans in place for lower branch pruning over the winter. In the inventory and planning branch, the commission completed an inventory of trees in Washington, Columbia, and McCoy parks. And the plan is to complete the inventory of Moorcraft and Gavornik next year. A catalog of the most common street trees in Dunellen was also created, and the inventory of trees along public roadways throughout town was also updated. Additionally, there was a leaf and bark identification document that was completed. For education and outreach, the commission gave an Arbor Day presentation to the first graders at Faber School and planted a tree with them. Educational displays on the benefits of trees were placed at the Dunellen Public Library and the Dunellen Hotel. The Shade Tree Commission's Facebook page was fully revamped with fresh design and streamlined administration to better engage the public. Highly recommend you go online and check it out. And the commission participated in the mayoral town hall event on volunteerism. The commission provides contact information for residents interested in having a tree plant. The commission provided information on how to join or help the Shade Tree Commission. It is a fun group. I know the mayor's volunteer form has gone out. It's a fun group to join. So if you have time to volunteer, please consider. And for administrative and professional development, Dunellen was awarded the Tree City USA for the 22nd year. And the annual report was filed with the New Jersey State Forestry, and the commission met with Highland Park Shade Tree Commission to exchange ideas. The members attended a session on utilities and trees, and members completed several continuing education courses on tree management. And that is my report.
Well, thank you for talking about trees tonight.
You're welcome.
And they do a great job, as you noted.
Fantastic.
Councilman Scott?
Definitely not going to be as funny as he was. For the DPW, they continue to routinely clean the downtown borough parks and properties, weekly leaf cleanup in the parks and leaf cleanup downtown. The crew has continued leaf bag collection, and a reminder, the curbside pickup will continue through the end of the year. They installed playground mulch and extended the border around the playground area in Moorcraft Park. They delivered the Christmas trees to the downtown and have started the holiday decorations throughout the borough. They continue to service the DPW equipment and police vehicles, and they prepare for the winter equipment for the snow season that hopefully doesn't start tomorrow. And a reminder about parking restrictions during snow emergencies to ensure snow plows can operate freely and effectively, allowing borough streets and roadways to remain accessible for essential and emergency functions. Parking restrictions will be in effect. The restrictions commence 1 hour after continuous snowfall begins and ends 12 hours after snowfall stops. During this time, no vehicles may be parked, stopped, or left abandoned on any streets in the borough. Vehicles on the street during snow events will be ticketed. Also, please don't direct your snow blower onto the plowed streets, as that'll create ice. And for alternate off-street parking during snow emergencies, you can use the following locations: the American Legion Post 119 at 137 New Market Road, McCoy Park on North Washington Avenue, and Columbia Park on Orange Street. And that's my report.
Okay, thank you. My report this evening, first up, I will note, as Mr. Miller noted earlier, we applied for fiscal year 2026 for the municipal aid grants through the state, and we were awarded $448,271 for roadway work on 2nd Street Phase 3. So that's from Washington to the terminus by Plainfield. So within 3 years, all of 2nd Street will have been paved via a grant. So that's good news. And we are awaiting, I believe, still some of the other grants to be announced if we were a recipient of them as well. And this just keeps pushing us closer to the $10 million goal that beyond, we want more than 10 million. I am selfish there. I think we should be greedy when it comes to grants, but you know, we're well over 8 million now, and we're keep pushing that down the field. So let's keep doing good work. And a lot of it has to do with the master plan that we have and the studies that we've done around it and what they appreciate we've done as a municipality. So just saying. Redevelopment Town Hall, Dunellen's annual redevelopment town hall is coming up next Wednesday on December 10th at 7 p.m. It's at the George W. Hodgelick Firehouse. Attendees will hear about the history of redevelopment in Dunellen, current projects, upcoming plans, and how these developments benefit our community. Don't miss this opportunity to ask questions, share your thoughts, and stay informed about the redevelopment efforts and what I would say positive changes are happening in our downtown. You can join and attend in person, or you can join virtually. You can RSVP at, well, it's on the website, but tinyurl.com/Dunellen Town Hall. Just a shout out to Sydney, our hometown Olympian. Congratulations to her on her induction into the New Jersey Hall of Fame. This well-deserved honor is a testament to Sydney's incredible talent and historical achievements, as well as her unwavering dedication, humility, and what I would consider the most important, her faith. Sydney was also named as Female Track Athlete of the Year and Female World Athlete of the Year by World Athletics, and we're incredibly proud to have Sydney representing our Miracle Mile, as well as Union Catholic, because we have a great friendly relationship with them as well on the global stage, as she continues to inspire future generations of athletes right here in our hometown and throughout the entire world. Council President noted it. Volunteer applications for terms starting in 2026 are open until Friday, December 19th. Giving your time is one of the most meaningful ways to support our community. And I know I speak on behalf of the entire council. We are grateful for many of the Dunellen residents and businesses who already serve and are such dedicated members of our committees. These are opportunities for people of all interests to get involved, and we have a plethora of committees and commissions and boards and to be a part of. The applications are available online. You can go to dunellen-nj.gov/volunteering or in person in the lobby of Borough Hall. Some roles are appointed annually, while others extend beyond 2026. So the descriptions are on the website. They will note how many years those terms are. People who are currently on them, who are up, their terms are expired, they have an opportunity to decide whether they want to continue serving. We take that into consideration amongst other factors. And then, of course, we always welcome new members to step up and be appointed to voting member roles. And if you're not appointed to a voting member role, we do take those who sign up and we hand them over to those said committees or commissions so they can call upon you throughout the year for volunteer opportunities. Now, once it gets in the hand of those committees and commissions, whether the person and their committees do that, that's one thing. But I can say we do hand that contact information over to them. So important to make sure everybody has an opportunity to volunteer in the Miracle Mile. We already noted the holiday events. Looking forward to them all coming up. We have a great holiday spirit, Christmas spirit here in Dunellen. We have the Christmas tree lighting, letters to Santa, the house decorating contest, Hanukkah menorah lighting. I think that's the 16th at 6:30 p.m. 6 p.m. and Santa around town. 2nd Street Phase 2, which is from Madison to Washington Avenue. The bid award has gone to Topland Construction. We heard that tonight, who was the contractor who did the work on Lincoln Avenue in 2023, which is a very well done road. Already announced the grant. Washington Ave Beautification Project. The contractor, AA Berms, has installed the conduit at the 300 block of North Washington Avenue, along with sidewalk replacement and concrete footings for the light poles. And you can see that they're going now down towards the train bridge. So that's a good improvement. PSC&G and LED lighting. PSC&G has informed the Borough Administrator Alex Miller that they have just received the new LED decorative lights for Washington Avenue between North Ave and Dunellen Ave, and they expect them to be installed within the next 2 weeks. They've also informed our BA that their lamp inspector is working on the intersection list of LED upgrades currently. This was the list of lights that are intersections that have been requested to have LED light upgrades, and is the first step to the LED streetlight upgrades throughout the borough. Again, we're replacing the ones that are currently there or the ones that aren't existing at the intersections, see what that does in a radius of lighting, and then we'll do an assessment again of whether there needs to be more additional lighting. Our engineers report for Klein Place, corrective work has been completed, and CME is preparing the closeout documents, which is, I know our CFO's here. He loves to hear that because that means our grant money's coming and we can offset that debt. So always good news. Washington Avenue street lighting, the work, as I just noted, is underway. Should take that out instead of repeating myself. The SS4A project, which is the Safe Streets for All project, the grant we got from the federal government. Kickoff meeting was held November 6th. They're currently working on data collection, and then we're going to be doing some outreach to the public and also to focus groups such as Mayor's Traffic and Pedestrian Safety Task Force, the youth one that is now through the high school, so they can be a part of the process. And then Bound Brook Road streetscape, we're reviewing utility locations and obstructions to determine where the lights can be installed in areas that PSC&G has currently objected to. So project that is underway, but some more work and engineering that needs to be done. So the NJDOT has approved the extension of that grant for the timeline. So that's my report for this evening. And so I will get back to the agenda. Okay, council discussion. How about this? Can we go to department head reports and then we'll come back to council discussion because I think that will take a little time. Clerk's office, registrar's office, registrar's office, sorry. Finance, still financing? Okay, cool. BA, DPW,
A lot of it was said already tonight, so.
okay, recreation,
No report.
police,
Nothing.
rescue.
I'll come up to the mic. Good evening, Janet Best for the Dunellen Rescue Squad. Back in the summer of 2024, when we vacated our location on North Avenue, the borough committed to providing us climate controlled temporary facility. For the past year, we've been working out of the industrial tent located behind the fire department. That location has no heat, and it is my understanding that it may be going away soon. No definitive time when that might be happening. I'm just wondering, is there any progress on finding us an alternate location?
Well, I will refer to Mr. Miller. I believe you guys have been having meetings and conversations, so.
To go and kick around some ideas and after reviewing a couple of things, it looks like that we're gonna be looking at a temporary home at the DPW yard.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay, legal? IT? Okay, thank you. Now we'll get to council discussion. Volunteer of the Year and Lifetime Achievement Award, a form was sent out by our Public Information Officer asking for suggestions for Volunteer of the Year. We do have a listing of council members who, and I also put one forward on Lifetime Achievement, but we'll start with Volunteer of the Year Award. Suggestions, and we all were provided that information. If there are other names, you're not held just to this list if other names do come up in this conversation. The floor is open for Volunteer of the Year. There's 3 individuals that have been listed. I'm going to allow those who recommended those names to speak upon who they're recommending and why. And then we'll discuss and have a consensus because we have to move on it for Lauren, so she gets the plaque. Okay, I'll call names.
I was to say I can start. I am nominating David from the rescue squad. So first a little data and then I'll get into my narrative. So he has responded to looks like over 200 calls as part of the rescue squad while on call for 2,000 hours. That equates to about 2.5 calls per 24-hour period while also on his full-time job. Excuse me. He has also recently joined the fire department and gone on numerous calls with them as well. But my nomination for him is more than just the number of calls that he has gone on. So when I first met David near the beginning of COVID, he taught us how to properly pronounce his name, saying that Achenstein is me and Achenstein is quite fine. And this simple interaction is a perfect example of the inviting, friendly, and positive vibe that David brings to his volunteer work. His positive influence has a direct and measurable impact on the health of our volunteer services. And for his steady attitude, which makes high-stress environments feel like a welcoming community, and for his measurable contribution to community spirit and volunteer recruitment, I am proudly nominating David Achenstein for Volunteer of the Year.
Thank you, Council President. Other council members who have nominations to put forward?
Terry Albertson, I put forward, Ken Bodendiestel. Ken has been very active here for many, many years, being a council member, being council president. But most importantly, I mean, Cole, you really gave a good talk about the commission there, the Shade Tree Commission, and if it wasn't for Ken, we wouldn't have that. I don't think we would have it, or it wouldn't be around, have been around as long as it has been. It's been around for over 20 years, and Ken has been involved in it forever. And he's not just a guy that says, okay, you need to plant a tree, and you need to get out there and pull weeds. He's out there, he's working hard. I see this guy picking up trees that are growing. I one time had him come to my house and pick up a tree that was growing in my yard. It was a little thing, but he took it, put it in a pot, grew it, and planted it someplace here in Dunellen. So I really think that he deserves to be recognized for everything that he does here in town.
Okay, thank you, Councilwoman. Councilwoman Rios, you have a name?
Yes. I'm proud to nominate Sue Connolly for Volunteer of the Year. Sue has been a dedicated volunteer in Dunellen since 2008, serving both the rescue squad and the fire department with unwavering commitment. While her family volunteers in Greenbrook, Sue has consistently chosen to devote her time and talent to Dunellen, demonstrating a remarkable loyalty to our community. For more than a decade, she has balanced the demanding responsibilities of family life. So 17 years, she had a newborn at the time, I believe. So family life and a full-time job, all while showing up day and night to support our residents in their moment of greatest needs. Her reliability, professionalism, and compassion embodies the highest standards of volunteer service. Sue doesn't just volunteer, she represents the heart of community service. Her longstanding dedication, selflessness, and resilience makes her an outstanding candidate for Volunteer of the Year.
Okay, thank you, Councilwoman. Any other council members have nominations to bring to the floor? Without any other discussion, we'll close in and we'll just focus on the three names, all equally honorable and great public servants and worthy of the award. So great recommendations this year. I know the decision is going to be tough, but a decision needs to be made nonetheless. There's three names. There's Sue Connolly, David Atkinstein, and Ken Bodendiestel. I thought you said
It's fine.
Steen is mean, Stein is fine. Got it. Okay, that went over my head.
You're not good. Tonight, you're not.
I thought he was just, I just thought he was rhyming it with it, not the. Yeah, well, hey. If that's what brings me down, then, you know. Okay. Three great names, but we got to pick.
Well, I'm gonna second on David only because you know, he's younger and inspiring people of the next generation to continue to serve the community. And I think that's really important. And it's important that we encourage the next generation to continue to pour into their community. And that's that.
Okay.
I don't know.
So you can still.
I'm going to add that Sue is like one of the only females in the fire department right now. So girl power.
Thanks, Councilwoman.
So I'll throw it all for a loop because both of them are members of mine in the fire department, but I have to go with Terry with Ken. I think Ken's done a lot for the borough. I think Ken, you know, the report, the glowing 4-branch report we got earlier.
I think this is turning into 22 where I actually have to break a tie. This is getting crazy. Okay, so we have 2 for David, 2 for Ken. one right now for Sue, which leaves you where are you leaning towards?
I put to Ken. Hal was
Oh.
very fond of him and liked the way he did things around here, so.
Okay, so I think we have a winner. And everyone was very equally deserving of this award. So if we're good, we have a consensus based upon the third vote on it, that it's going to be Ken Distel for Volunteer of the Year.
Good job.
Okay, thank you everyone for your nominations and recommendations for Volunteer of the Year. Next up is Lifetime Achievement Award, and we have a few recommendations. If the council's okay, I will put a name to the floor and then we can discuss other names. So I'm respectfully nominating and solemnly nominating the late Councilman Harold Vandermark for the Dunellen Lifetime Achievement Award. Hal was a dedicated public servant, Navy veteran, business owner, and proud resident of our community for nearly 4 decades. His passing left a profound void in Dunellen, I personally feel, but his legacy of service, kindness, and commitment continues to inspire all who have known him. Hal moved to Dunellen with his wife Liz and their children Joan and Hal Jr. in 1987, and their family quickly became woven into the fabric of the community. Over the years, he gave generously of his time and talents, coaching Dunellen Recreation baseball and softball to help guide the next generation, and volunteering with the Dunellen Downtown Management Organization and the Dunellen Arts and Culture Commission. His lifelong passion for the arts led him to open the Inspire Art Gallery and Studio in 2018, where he celebrated creativity, showcased local artists, and fostered artistic expression throughout the community. For many, the gallery became not only a place to appreciate art, but also a space to feel welcomed and encouraged. Before seeking elected office, Hal was a regular presence at the Dunellen Borough Council meetings. We all remember him, always striving to stay informed and engaged. His deep concern for the well-being of the town he loved inspired him to run for council. And in 2021, he was unanimously appointed, serving with dedication for 4 years. During his tenure, he served on the Finance Committee, acted as a liaison to the Office of Emergency Management and CERTS, worked to strengthen public safety as part of the Police Committee, and collaborated with the Recreation Commission to expand programs for residents of all ages. Hal gave his heart and soul to Dunellen. He listened with compassion, advocated with conviction, and carried an unwavering belief in what our Miracle Mile could be. His service to his country, to his town, and to his neighbors, because he was in the Navy, was marked by humility, integrity, and a genuine love for people. Though he is no longer with us, Hal's impact endures. His work, his spirit, his devotion to Dunellen will be remembered for years to come. I'm saying that regardless of what happens tonight. Hal Vandermark is deeply deserving of the Dunellen Lifetime Achievement Award. That's my nomination, if council will consider it. And I know 2 other council members as well nominated, so if they want to speak on reasoning behind it, the floor is theirs.
Dunellen, I mean, everything he did was for Dunellen, it was his family. The things that he did with that art gallery and encouraging students, young and old, to get involved in art and things that he did were just, I mean, so much time that he gave, much more than I think he ever got back in, other than in adoration and love. I know the younger children loved to go and take his art classes and everything. And his being involved in council and all the things he did in town, the American Legion, he was a vice commander there. I mean, I have no doubt in my mind that Hal deserving.
Councilwoman Rios, I know you're another council member that listed. Would you like to say anything?
Yes, I completely agree with what you both said, and just to add that, how could you not nominate for Olaf on Halloween?
He danced down the street on 28.
Absolutely.
I won't go with him.
Okay. Thank you, Councilwoman. Any other nominations? There is another name.
Yes, I actually entered 2 nominations also for Hal. It
didn't come out
yeah,
right.
Hal, I mean, we were talking earlier about Volunteer of the Year and how important it is to inspire the younger generation. I can say personally, he inspired me. I know I'm not really part of the younger generation anymore, but he inspired everyone wherever he was. So I have him down. I also wanted to nominate Diana Steris for her years of work with the borough. I know she is recently retired and is moving. So I just wanted to make sure that she got the recognition she deserves as well.
Okay. Any other council members for a recommendation? Okay. Are we good with council member Al Vandermark?
Yes, sir.
Okay. It stinks that we couldn't give this to him while he was alive, but I know he's looking down on us from up above. His hand's on your shoulder over there. I know it. I know it with great pride of you. And this is an honor of him. So Howard,
Thank you.
Al Vandermark Lifetime Achievement in Dunellen Award.
Thank you.
Yes, of course. So, okay. Okey doke. Item number 12 on the agenda is public comments. We'll open the floor to the members of the public. We please ask that you state your name and residency. We'll open the floor to those in chambers first, and then we'll go to those online. This way we don't cross one another. So floor is open to members of the public in person. Please state your name and your residency, and we're here to listen to your concerns, address your questions. Okay, we'll open it now to those online. If you have any questions or want to make comments and state your concerns, we're here to listen. Just please state your name and your residency. We'll open it up generally one last time to everyone in the public. Okay. We'll close that portion of the meeting to the public. And item number 395, which is our resolution to adjourn. Before we do that, our next council meeting is December 15th at 7 p.m. You can join us in person here in these chambers or online via Zoom, not Facebook, Zoom. So can I have a motion and second on 395?
Move it, Sigmund.
Second, Scott.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any nays?